Good afternoon, BAT1C. So let's have a quick discussion of fallacies. No, this is under lesson 7. So during my final demo, I already discussed three of the common types of fallacies: the red herring, ad populum, and ad hominem. But now I will discuss the six types, no, and I will repeat the discussion doon sa mga kahit na-discuss ko na. Okay? So, when we say fallacies, these are falsehoods in layman's terms, are rhetorical tricks that deceive your audience with drama, style, or pattern, but are in fact insubstantial. Okay, so as you can see, the highlighted word there, the word falsehoods, in Tagalog, mga kasinungalingan. Okay, for what? To deceive your audience, to deceive people. Okay, so in short, when we say fallacy, it or the main goal of it is to deceive your audience, to deceive people, to make people believe in what you are saying, even insubstantial. Okay, mga kasinungalingan. That's fallacies. So let us proceed to the six types of fallacies. So we have here the red herring, ad populum, non sequitur, petitio principii, ad hominem, and post hoc. So these are the six types of fallacies that we are going to discuss. Let's talk about red herring. So kung nakinig kayo during my discussion, alam niyo na to. Okay, so when we say red herring, it is a fallacy that occurs when the speaker uses another argument to divert the attention from the real issue. For example, umuwi ka ng late galing sa isang birthday party kasama yung mga classmates nyo, and then pagdating ng mama mo, tinanong ka kung saan ka pumunta. Pero instead of answering directly the question of your mother kung saan ka galing, then sabi mo, you know what ma, habang umuwi ako, meron akong nakitang nagbanggaang jeep. So, yung mama mo naman, hindi na siya nakapag-focus dun sa argument niya, no, which is yung question niya nga kung saan ka galing. Instead, mas nakapag-focus siya doon sa another issue na binangon mo. Okay, so just remember, when we say red herring, there is segueing or diverting of issue to another issue. Okay. Next is the ad populum. So it is a fallacy that occurs when the speaker uses the argument that something must be true if a large or huge number of people believe it to be true. So the basis of truth here in ad populum fallacy is depending on the large or huge number of people. So if many people believe it to be true, then that's the truth. So commonly, ad populum fallacies can be seen in advertisements and commercials. So they uses ad populum fallacies or statement to make people convinced to buy or use their product. For example, in the Colgate advertisement, so they have the tagline that the Colgate is the number one recommended by the dentist. So they uses group of people, which is dentists, to support their claim that this is the number one toothpaste or product. Okay, so that's how ad populum works in a scenario or situation. The third one is non sequitur. So it is a fallacy that occurs when the speaker's premise and conclusion have no plausible connection. So in this type of fallacy, it's like giving a statement, yung mahabang statement, pero in the end, yung conclusion mo, walang connection dun sa statement mo. So let's have an example. Philosophy is useful in everyday life. Math is useful in everyday life. Therefore, literature is useful in everyday life. As we observe in the first and second statement, philosophy and math are the subject included. Pero yung conclusion niya, literature is useful in everyday life. So as we can see there, no, yung conclusion niya is not connected or far connected to the statement. Okay, so let's have another example. If A is true, we should do B. A is true. Therefore, we should do C. Okay, so in this example, it's a self-explanatory, no? As we observe to the conclusion part, it's not connected to the statement provided, no, in the first and second statement. Okay, so that's non sequitur. The conclusion is not connected to the statement. Next is the petitio principii. So it happens when the speaker starts with what he wants to prove but ends up proving nothing. So alam nyo yon, yung ang dami-dami niyang argument na gustong patunayan, pero in the end, he proves nothing. Okay, wala siyang napatunayan. So let's have an example. So this is the argument. Murder is always morally wrong. Therefore, abortion is morally wrong. So the speaker wants to prove that murder is always morally wrong. Pero as you can see in the conclusion part, sinabi niya yung abortion is morally wrong. So pero hindi naman na direct na abortion is a murder. Okay, so the conclusion or in the end, he proves nothing. Okay, kasi walang evidence or walang malinaw na evidence to support his claim. Next is the ad hominem. So it is against the man. It's a fallacy that occurs when the speaker attacks the person instead of that person's argument on the issue being talked about. So kung nakinig kayo during my discussion, isa ito sa mga diniscuss ko. Okay? So when we say ad hominem, just remember, no, instead of focusing to the person's argument, so the person being talked about is attacking the person's belief, idea, or characteristic. So alam niyo yun, class, yung kapag wala na kayong masabi sa isang argument or sa isang debate, aatakihin nyo na lang yung itsura, yung characteristic, or paniniwala ng kausap mo. Okay? So that's ad hominem. So the last type of fallacy is the post hoc fallacy. So it's a fallacy that occurs when the speaker assumes that the first event caused the second event and proceeds to making conclusion based on the assumptions. So in short, you are creating or making a conclusion based on the assumptions, yung mga kutob mo, yung mga ina-assume mo, na akala mo yung mga events or mga scenario magkaka-connected, and based on that, gagawa ka ng conclusion. So for example, nag-chat ka sa kaklase mo sa messenger pero sinin ka niya lang. And then kinabukasan naman, nagkita kayo sa school, nagkasalubong kayo pero hindi ka niya pinansin. So ngayon, gagawa ka ng conclusion based on that scenario, based on that connected scenario, na galit siya sa'yo. Okay, so that's an example of post-hoc. You are creating a conclusion based on your assumptions. Yung mga parang kutob mo, ganyan. Now, we are done discussing the different types of fallacies. So, be mindful of that different types because those are included in your final examination. Now, let's jump to Lesson 9 entitled Communication for Academic Purposes. So, last time, no, in Lesson 8, you discussed with Ma'am Caballero about communication for work purposes. So now, it's about academic purposes naman. Let us talk in short, what does it mean when we say the word academic? When we say academic, it is used to describe things that relate to the work done in schools, colleges, and universities, especially work which involves studying and reasoning rather than practical or technical skills. For example, Miss Reyes is personnel in MPC. So we can say that she is academic personnel kasi nagtatrabaho siya sa school, inside the school premises, as well as with the purpose of communication, mathematics, history, or yung mga subjects, mga academic subjects, no? Kasi nabanggit dyan, not included yung mga technical skills or technical subjects such as FSM. In short, anything that is related to schools, universities, or colleges are all examples of academic. It could be achievements, subjects, or people. Okay? So under this, we have academic writing. So it refers to any formal written work produced in an academic setting. So it produces new knowledge or analyzes existing knowledge. So that's academic writing. It's self-explanatory. So the examples of it are yung mga textbooks, mga research, thesis. Yan, that's an example of academic writing and formal written works. Now, let's talk about the 4 subtopics under this lesson. So, first is academic writing vis-a-vis academic integrity. Vis-a-vis simply means in relation to. So, in short, when we are having or doing our academic writing, it should always be related to integrity. But when we talk about integrity or academic integrity, what it is all about. So, in writing, academic integrity means that you acknowledge the person whose words or ideas you use to build your idea, and failure to give credit is an act of dishonesty. Meaning, in creating your academic writing, it means that you have to be honest, responsible, and to respect the work of others, especially when you are doing your research during your senior high. Di ba kapag binabasa nyo yung mga papers ng other researchers, di ba hindi nyo naman kinakopy and paste lang, kundi kinikredit nyo, nagsa-cite kayo ng reference and ng author. So that's um, an example of academic integrity, showing respect to the authors or to the resources. But why is it important to have integrity while doing academic writing? It's because there is what we call the plagiarism. According to University of Oxford, plagiarism is presenting work or ideas from another source as your own. So, kiniklaim mo yung isang bagay nang walang consent doon sa original author. And sinasabi mo na sa iyo yon kahit naman na hindi sa iyo yon. So, that's an act of plagiarism. And in Tagalog, we can say that it is also an act of pagnanakaw, no? Pagkuha ng bagay na hindi naman sa'yo. And pagnanakaw is disobeying of law, right? Sa simpleng pag-copy and paste sa isang article or research, no, pwede tayong makagawa ng plagiarism. So, para hindi makapag-commit ng plagiarism, kailangan nating mag-cite to credit the information to the real author. So, sa ngayon, marami na ring plagiarism checker. We have Grammarly and Turnitin. So, this will motivate you to not copy and paste and to not do plagiarism act. Okay, so for you to cite well, so let's have this citation text or in-text citation. How to do it. These are the component of in-text citation. So, it is composed of author's name, comma, then space, and the publication year, and it should be enclosed in the parenthesis. Again, the author's surname, comma, space, publication year, and then enclosed in the parenthesis. But if you are citing in a more specific way, so for example, you want to include the video, so that's how you include that, no? Include the specific time ng video kung saan mo kinuha yung isang content or statement. Ayan, same with the paragraph. But if the case is there are two authors, so you will type the surname of two authors, then comma, space, then publication year, and put it inside the parenthesis. But if there are three or more authors, just only include one of the surnames of the author and type et al, period, comma, then the publication year inside the parenthesis. So this is an additional information about in-text citation, so you can pause it for you to analyze. Now let's proceed to the discussion of four types of academic writing. So we have descriptive writing, analytical writing, persuasive writing, and critical writing. The first one is descriptive writing. So it's a type of academic writing in which facts and information are presented in a detailed and clear manner. So in short, in descriptive writing, you are only presenting facts or information which supported with evidence. So the example of it is textbooks, yung mga HECASI, science, English, math textbooks during your elementary days. Yan. According to the University of Sydney 2019, among the four types of academic writing, the descriptive writing is the simplest because again, the main purpose or goal of it is only to present facts or information which supported with evidences. So, tingnan natin kapag nire-relate na natin ito sa inyong research paper, no? So, we can see the descriptive writing in your research method or research methodology. So, we can see here how you plan to conduct your research from sampling data to data gathering and what statistical methods you intend to use once you have gathered data. Okay? Next is the second type, analytical writing. So kung kanina sa descriptive writing, you're just presenting facts or information with evidences. So sa analytical writing naman, you are establishing information into categories. For example, advantage and advantages of a specific topic, cause and effects, pros and cons, or similarities and differences. So merong analysis between categories dito sa analytical writing. This is to give emphasis and to highlight the information in a certain topic. So in relation with your research paper, no, we can find analytical writing in the part of RRL or in review of related literature. So we can see here how the researchers or the authors of the research agree or disagree with each other, or how they are relevant to your current research. Okay, next. The third one is persuasive writing. So from the title itself palang, no, persuade or persuading, wherein the writer tries to convince the reader to his opinion. So the writer or persuasive essay writer can also draw on personal experience, logical arguments to influence the reader. So the main goal here is to convince the reader about the writer's opinion. Since you are more familiar with this, so we are no longer explaining this further. But we can find this in research, specifically in findings and conclusions. Now we are in the last type of academic writing. We have critical writing. So it involves analyzing information to understand a problem or topic from more than one perspective when you consider not only your point of view but others' point of view as well. So it's a combination of all the three first types, no? The descriptive, analytical, and persuasive writing, wherein it requires you to apply analysis and evaluation. So it says here in the definition that while you are writing a critical writing, you are considering not only your point of view but others' point of view as well. So during our third year era, no, our professor assigned us to look for 5 researches which are related to the topic of our research. No? Then we will evaluate lahat ng 5 researches na yon and how they are related, paano na-justify yung isang information, etc. Basta again, just remember, no, in critical writing, you are understanding a specific or certain problem from more than one perspective. Kung kanina, yung descriptive writing, it is the simplest academic writing. Ngayon, yung critical writing, ito naman yung most complicated. Kasi nga, again, it's a combination of all the 3 types of academic writing. Kaya, mahirap siya, mas mahirap compared dun sa mga naunang types of academic writing. So again, the 4 types of academic writing are descriptive, analytical, persuasive, and critical writing. Now, let us proceed to the academic writing structure. Ano ba yung bumubuo sa academic writing or mga parts nito? So, we have the introduction, body, and conclusion. So, as we notice in the illustration image there on the left side, no, it's like a structure of a human body wherein the introduction part is the head part, no, kaya maliit lang siya, and then the body, 'di ba, yung body natin in literal human body, no, mas mahaba siya or mas malaki, and yung conclusion part is the foot part, yung paa natin, and maliit lang din siya. So in academic writing structure, ganun din siya binubuo. Okay, let me discuss this further, okay? Let's talk about the introduction part. So in introduction, it is usually short and consists of only few sentences, no? It is the first paragraph of your paper. Okay, so but even if it is short, it should be or it should catch your reader's attention and immediately. So for example, questions or several questions, okay? A quote from a famous work or person, and some interesting facts or information. So again, dapat catchy yung sa introduction part pa lang para yung attention ng reader nyo, makuha nyo agad sa umpisa pa lang nung academic writing nyo. So as what I have mentioned earlier, the body structured or the body part of the academic writing is the longest part of your writing. So all your information, yung mga supporting details, yung mga evidences, dito makikita. Pati na rin kung paano nyo dinevelop, ninarrate yung mga information, ayan. So dito makikita sa body part or structure. So since again, ito yung pinakamahabang part, so para mapahaba nyo yung information dito, so you can use transitional words such as however, example, for instance, etc. Yung mga ganyan. Kaya kapag pinagawa ko kayo or ni Ma'am Caballero ng academic writing, for example, essay, no, wala akong makikita na mas mahaba pa yung introduction or conclusion sa body. So, dapat, ang pinakamahabang part dyan is yung body structure ng inyong essay. Lastly, the conclusion part. So, obviously, this is the summary of your writing. So, we can see here your final say about the certain topic. It usually ends with therefore, to conclude, finally, to sum up, yan, yung mga words na kagaya ng ganyan. And since nga maikli lang ito, mahaba na para sa short essay, yung 2 to 3 sentences and 4 to 5 sentences naman kapag mga long essays. Okay, so alam niyo na yung conclusion part na yan. So again, the body structure of academic writing are introduction, body, and conclusion. So thank you so much BIT1C for listening in this audio recording for lesson 9. I hope you learned a lot during the discussion. So pwede nyo ring basahin yung nasa module nyo kasi yun lang naman yung basis ng ating presentation. So looking forward sa success nyo bilang mga estudyante, bilang mga first year students. So sana lahat kayo makapag-move forward sa second year. Okay? Again, thank you so much, BAT1C.